What's going on, Dragon Ball Z fans? UnrealEntGaming here today, bringing you some news, information, and updates surrounding Akira Toriyama's new Dragon Ball Z 2014 interview. Now, for those of you out there who don't know, there was some new information released from Akira Toriyama due to a Q&A session, and of course, several questions were asked pertaining Androids 17 and 18, the origins of Majin Buu, and the continuation of Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. And what's really interesting to note is the fact that Akira Toriyama is so delusional and out of his Dragon Ball Z element that I believe that at this point Akira Toriyama does not have a single clue on his own creation, especially his previous mangas on Dragon Ball Z. The guy has completely just forgotten about Dragon Ball Z, and it's very sad to see that, because the man who brought us all of these great things has now forgotten about his own creation. Now, number one, I do want to point out that Android 17 and 18 were biologically human before Dr. Gero was able to abduct them and turn them into androids. Now, Android 17 and 18 did have a name before they were known as Androids 17 and 18. Most people don't know that there are brother and sister, and yes, they are brother and sister. Now, Android 17's real name before he got abducted by Dr. Gero was Lapis, and Android 18's name was Lazul. So those were the names of Android 17 and Android 18. Now, also, Akira Toriyama was asked about the original origins of Majin Buu. Now, it's very weird for him to give this answer, because we do know, at least based on the manga and the actual episodes that debuted years ago, that the original creator of Majin Buu was Bibidi. Not according to Akira Toriyama. According to Akira Toriyama, Majin Buu has always existed within the universe. He was always a natural evil, and he pretty much cycles between destruction and hibernation, and Bibidi did not make Majin Buu, but more like revive him and pretty much awaken him from his hibernation and feeding him the negative energy of the universe, which caused him to fall under his spell, until, of course, you know, Majin Buu was able to break out of that and pretty much massacre Bibidi. Now, what's interesting to note is the fact that Akira Toriyama goes by the name of Majin Buu. Now, of course, Majin Buu's original form is Kid Buu, and we do know him as Kid Buu, of course, referring to Majin Buu, of course. But what doesn't make any sense is the fact that he never really mentioned Birusu or Whis knowing about Majin Buu. If Majin Buu always existed and he always had his fill on destruction and hibernation, how come Birusu or Whis didn't do anything to stop him, or at least guide him under their control? I mean, we do know that Frieza was commanded by Birusu to pretty much guard several parts of the universe and control it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, if Akira Toriyama wants to, you know, incorporate destruction and hibernation into Majin Buu's little realm of, you know, characteristics, then it sounds eerily similar to Bill's, does it not? Because what is Bill's? He's the god of destruction, he loves to destroy, and he hibernates. So that right there, I believe that Akira Toriyama had a huge mix-up, because those are the exact attributes of Birusu, and Birusu is a god. Majin Buu is not a god, so it's very interesting to note that. I mean, I'm really glad that 17 and 18 had names and they had a backstory. I'm really glad to know that at least Majin Buu had some sort of history before he met Bibidi. But here's what throws me off the most, and I am convinced at this point that Akira Toriyama has completely given up on Dragon Ball Z, and it's the fact that he noted that Goku might not ever turn Super Saiyan 2 or 3 after Battle of Gods. Yeah, I said that. That's what Akira Toriyama referenced in his Q&A session. Pretty much he noted that by Goku unlocking and tapping into his pure Super Saiyan abilities, there is no reason for him to ascend into a Super Saiyan 3 or Super Saiyan 2, because he had already tapped into the purest form of a Super Saiyan, and therefore it does not zap out of his energy or his life source as he transforms into a Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3, because the question was referring to Goku's ascended forms, being that every time Goku transforms, the level becomes stronger and stronger. So they pretty much asked him about Super Saiyan 5, and Akira Toriyama completely dismissed that, because Akira Toriyama did not make Dragon Ball GT, which means Dragon Ball GT is officially out the window. I mean, it always has been, but Akira Toriyama referenced that there is no other form beyond God at this point, quote unquote. So For him to say that Goku does not need to go Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3 anymore to fight enemies is absurd, because obviously the higher the form, the more powerful you are. And of course, we saw what Vegeta did to Bills as he got angry and he punched him. He was managed to damage him just a little bit. And of course, Goku, as he fought Birusu in space, he was able to keep up in a Super Saiyan form, which didn't make any sense because, you know, if he wasn't able to keep up as a Super Saiyan 3, how is he able to keep up as a regular Super Saiyan? You know, I understand that Akira Toriyama does not want to zap out of Goku's energy, but in an essence, it does not make any sense at all. So if they're not going to reintroduce Super Saiyan 2 or Super Saiyan 3, I mean, is this it? I mean, are we just going to see a regular Super Saiyan going back to the Frieza saga, how it always was? It really bothers me because Akira Toriyama, as of late, has completely forgotten, you know, what Dragon Ball Z originally stood for. The forms of ascension, pride, great storytelling, and now he's just slacking on every single department. I mean, literally. He went on in to explain several other stories about how the Elder Kai was sealed off in the Z Sword, which is very interesting because he noted that the Elder Kai, a very, very long time ago, encountered a very powerful being that was able to seal him off for good. That being happening to be a god. Now, he did not mention Birusu or Whis. It couldn't have been any god. It couldn't have been one of the gods from the other realms. But it's very interesting to note how he was sealed up in the Z Sword, when of course we have a different origin story from that. But you know, in the 2014 Q&A session with Akira Toriyama, he referenced that the Elder Kai was sealed off by a god, by a very powerful adversary that he did not want to mention, actually. So what sparks my curiosity is how exactly Akira Toriyama plans to go on with the next Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods film. I mean, literally, if you're not going to incorporate Super Saiyan 2, if you're not going to incorporate Super Saiyan 3, if you're not going to incorporate the original story that you created, why else are you going to continue? You know? Don't you think at this point the story, the rights to Dragon Ball Z, the licensing, the pretty much overall, you know, ownership of the franchise should go to somebody who has knowledge on the actual product? You know, Akira Toriyama, to me, doesn't care about Dragon Ball Z anymore. He doesn't really reference Piccolo anymore, nor does he mention how Piccolo was the smartest of the group and the more wiser character. He never references Gohan's ultimate form, how he's technically the most powerful character amongst the fighters, not in the universe, of course. He never really mentions the fact that, you know, Oob was supposed to be in the mix after the tournament. Never really references Pan, the canon Pan, not the GT Pan. So it's almost as if he's actually losing focus on Dragon Ball Z. Now, it's really cool to have Lazul and Lapis being, you know, abducted by Gero and turning into androids. It's really cool to note that, you know, Majin Buu did have sort of like a backstory, like he always existed within the universe, perhaps being there since the beginning until Bibbidi found him. But what's not cool is the fact that why does Goku, let alone any other Saiyan, can't ascend past the Super Saiyan anymore, you know? At least he mentioned Goku because he's saying that Goku doesn't really need to go, or will he go Super Saiyan 2 or 3 because it zaps into his energy. To me personally, it's just a load of crap because as of now, I mean, as you guys can see, if you guys want to see, the articles will be in the description below. It's painful, it's really painful to hear that because we all grew up knowing that our favorite material was, you know, back like 16, 17 years ago when Akira Toriyama actually knew his stuff and when he was actually, you know, doing his shtick the proper way. With Dragon Ball Z Kai, especially with the Dragon Ball Z Buu version of Kai now out, it really sparks my interest to know where exactly Akira Toriyama plans on going in the future with this, because it's very concerning to know that consistently the man forgets about his own creation, and especially going into the next Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods film where he mentioned in an interview where he wanted Vegeta to be the main character. It's very alarming, it's very disturbing, because what if Akira Toriyama forgets that there is a Dragon Ball Z Ascension form from, you know, Super Saiyan 3? What if he forgets that Super Saiyan God exists? You know, like, then what? You know, it's very concerning. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below pertaining the names and the origins of Android 17 and 18, the backstory to Majin Buu, and your thoughts on Akira Toriyama not making Goku ascend to Super Saiyan 2 and 3 in the future. What do you guys think of the fate of Dragon Ball Z as of now? And where do you stand with Akira Toriyama? Do you blame him for forgetting about everything, or do you think there's something more to it? Let me know in the comment section below, everybody. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. My name is UnrealEntGaming. If you guys are fans of Dragon Ball Z, if you guys love Dragon Ball Z, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for all latest Dragon Ball Z news, information, updates, what-if battles, and tons of more information and tons of more content, guys. If you guys enjoyed the episode, please, as always, don't forget to hit it up with a like and a favorite. Please also help share and spread this video to get the information out, to get the word out, to show people the backstory to these characters and whatnot, to show people the pretty much the fate of Dragon Ball Z as of now, because it's really weird, you know. Thank you all for watching, everybody. Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below, because your opinions are what make the community so great. Let's just all hope to God that, I mean, this is all like a stunt for Akira Toriyama, because if the man really forgets this much, and if the guy really is not interested as much, then we're doomed. We're really doomed. I really hate to say it, but at this point, I mean, something has to come out of this, because if not, the fate of Dragon Ball Z is just going to be very grim. So thank you all for watching, everybody. Stay tuned for more, and I'll be seeing you all later. God bless you all, everybody. Peace.